Next one's from Jackie Jones, and the subject is Ernest Miller versus Buff Bagwell. Morning, guys. Seeing his backstage fights is the popular thing to ask you guys about, so I thought that I would once again add to the pile by asking about Ernest Miller's feud with Buff Bagwell. What Culture has an article about it. Did you guys see the fight? There was a notorious rumor that Bagwell once pitched a blackface parody segment about Miller. Is that true, too? I don't know any.
Okay,
Ernest had a couple issues with people, but he was did they ever fight backstage?
Yeah, they got into a fight because I was there in Sturgis.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, those guys had heat. Let me tell you something. They had heat over a girl.
Yeah, it was over a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his thing. But like Buff had dated this girl for years, I think, and they'd broken up. They'd been broken up, but then she started dating Ernest. So I think that I don't know the details of that, but I'm assuming that had a lot to do with it, right?
Right. So here are the last 4 guys that he's wrestled. We've heard of one guy, but to me he was a former shell of himself by that time. So Rocky Fielding, okay.
Who?
Right. Daniel Jacobs. Sergey Kovalev, who was not, he was already past his prime.
Right.
Callum Smith, okay.
Who?
Right. And the next guy, Avni Yildirim. Okay.
I mean, bro, this guy is like one of the top 2 or 3 draws in the boxing business, right?
Right.
Who are the top 2 or 3 draws in MMA right now, would you say?
Draws?
Yeah, top 2 or 3 draws.
Well, Connor for sure.
Connor? Let's say this. Make it easy. Let's say it was
John Jones.
Connor, John Jones, and Cormier.
All right.
All right, would be like the top 3 draws. Bro, did they ever fight nobodies? The closest would be Jones would fight some subpar competition because he maybe didn't have, but he was in and out of fights and stuff because he was
but he'd already cleared out the light heavyweight division and beat Cormier twice, and
Dana White's not putting this guy in there. A guy that's a 20-1 favorite over another guy to win a fight. That's not how they do that.
Right.
And in boxing, they just do it. They just look at the numbers. This is they just rank you like it's totally subjective. They put you in a numbered slot. And, like, you're the mandatory contender now.
And not only that, they've got all these boxing organizations, WBO, WBA, WBC. It's, like, ridiculous, bro.
Right. And it's like they make you the mandatory contender, and it's like, okay, you have to fight this. You know what it's perfect example is like? It's like putting a belt on a wrestler to elevate him. Like, it's like, bro, the guy, he's not ready for the spot yet. They're taking these guys, this is a mandatory number 1. Like that's giving the guy clout because they stuck him in the fight, and, like, they give him this, status, and he's supposed to be a good competitor, but he goes in there and he's a 15-1 underdog, and he gets beat in the 7th round, knocked out. So it's like, whatever. That guy's wrong. All right. In this case, that's enough for the Ernest Miller Bagwell thing.